Hi friends, I'm Katie Brinkley and you're listening to Rocky Mountain Marketing. With nearly 2 decades helping business owners, consultants, and coaches with their digital marketing, I know that social media can be an incredible tool to grow your business when you know how to do it the right way. This week, I'm excited to sit down with my business bestie, Kendra Swalls, as we dive into some of the insights of growing our own business and some of the struggles we've faced along the way. These monthly episodes are going to help guide you through the world of entrepreneurship. Let's dive into today's episode.
Hey there, welcome back to the Business Besties podcast. I am Kendra Swalls. I'm here in person with my business bestie, Katie Brinkley. Hi, Katie. You're sitting across from me.
I know. I'm actually looking at you. I could touch you right now. I'm not looking at you in 2D form. I'm looking at you in 3D form. And we are here together at Podcast Movement. It has been a great event. And this was something that you and I really have been talking about a lot offline. And we decided that we should bring the topic of this conversation to the listeners of the Business Besties podcast episodes because it can be hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So this episode will be kind of a quick tip episode because we're recording live here at Podcast Movement. We are a little short on time, but I'm excited to get into it. And we were having this conversation actually over lunch today. And I was like, this needs to be a podcast episode. And the idea is that you can't believe everything you see online. Or, you've heard this one. It's like, don't believe everything you read on the internet. But I also want to take it into social media and the idea that it is a highlight reel. Mm-hmm. You are seeing what people want you to see.
Yes.
You are not seeing the things that go on behind the scenes. And as business owners, and as we're helping guide you, the listener, through this idea of building your business, we don't want you to get caught up into the idea that like, oh my gosh, this person has 30,000 followers or 12,000 followers or even 5,000 followers when you're first getting started and going, they have to be doing something that I'm not seeing to make this magic happen, and comparing yourself to them and going, well, I'm not there, so I must be doing something wrong, because the reality is they started the same place you did, which is zero. Yeah.
Zero. And it can be hard not to do the comparison game. Full transparency, I had to unfollow a lot of people that were, the 3, 4, 10 steps ahead of me on social media because I was looking at what they were doing. I'm like, gosh, why do they have so many, followers, or why, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting the reach? Why am I not getting the impressions? Why am I not getting the likes? But exactly with what you said, Kendra, is we're seeing other people's highlight reels. We haven't seen the failed launches. No one wants to remember that. When you launch something and only 2 people signed up, no one wants to see that. You want to forget about it and grow and change, but you're only seeing the stuff that's worked for them. So for me, I was trying to do a lot of things when I first started on Instagram because I saw, oh, this is what so-and-so does. This is what so-and-so does. Okay, so I need to do this. And like the talking reels. Perfect example. I love Virginia Kerr. I wanted to do all the reels like she did. I'm like, gosh, I just don't even know like what I would say. And it was just hard for me to get started. But I thought I needed to jump right in and do a bunch of talking reels where you can start with what works for you. For me to get more camera confident, I had to do the voiceover reels. I still love doing the voiceover reels. Those ones are some of my favorite ones because it allows me to showcase some of my personality. But I had to do those in order to gain the camera confidence and in order to really feel comfortable doing a reel and learning all of the editing and all that stuff. So you have to look at what is going to work for you and not what some of the people that 3 or 4 steps ahead of you are currently doing. And honestly, it makes perfect sense for me for now. Like, I'm like, well, she used to be in news, Of course she's good at talking to the camera. But when I first started, like with Instagram as a whole, I had to unfollow a lot of the larger accounts because it was giving me so much anxiety as to, man, why are they succeeding? And I'm just failing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're in it for you, but they're sitting there on the other side of their screen with the messy and the failures and the ugly. We just don't see that. Mm-hmm. And on the flip side, to be honest, like there's probably people looking at us and our accounts feeling the same way. So we wanted to pull back some of that curtain and let you know that like, we still have times where we fail. We still have times where we feel like the comparison and the like, why is this person having success and I'm not? And what am I doing wrong? And so if you're on the other side of this audio clip or this podcast episode, you're going, well, okay, but y'all seem to be doing really great and well, just know again, like, and not that we mean it to be that way. And I'm sure some of these other people don't mean it to be this way. But I'm not going to go on there every time I have a really crappy day and be like, oh, guys, today sucked. Like this client, is not, didn't work out, or like, oh, I had a really crappy podcast interview with my business. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God, calling me out on the podcast. Well, but no. And I think that too, Kendra, you can't believe everything that you see on social media, even from followers. And I only started my Instagram account 2.5 years ago. Because I was so focused on growing my clients' accounts that I was like, oh, I don't even know what to say for mine. So I didn't do anything. And after consistent posting and doing all of the things that I preach on a regular basis, I'm up to about 6,300 followers right now, which is awesome. Like, I love that I've grown that much. But then I'm also like, well, I've been working really hard to grow my social media following. Why am I only at 6,300? And then I'm looking at someone else and they're already like, they gained 100,000 followers in 6 months. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing reels. I'm doing stories. I'm doing engagement. I'm doing all the things. Why not me? And it can sometimes be really disheartening to put in that much time with social media and trying to do it the right way when you see other people just kind of flying right by you.
Yeah. And that's one thing I wanted to really touch on is the idea that like we tend to, when you go on social media, you tend to see these accounts, especially if you're following, I won't name names on accounts here, but if you're following these accounts that are like promoting this idea that I grew to 300,000 followers by posting reels when they were first, a big thing. And, oh, I had a reel go viral and I got 30,000 follows from it. And we can easily forget that that is not the norm.
That is not the norm.
It is the exception. And if all we're seeing are these people who are promoting this exception to the rule of post one reel that goes viral and you're going to have all these followers and you're going to have all this success, then you are going to start feel like you're failing because you're posting all these reels, you're posting all the things that they tell you to do, but you're not having that success. When the reality is the norm is this slow, steady growth. What is that? The fable about the tortoise and the hare, It's slow and steady wins the race.
Yep.
And you don't know, in reality, guys, you don't know who bought those followers.
No.
You don't know who bought those views and those likes. And sadly, it's probably more people than you realize. And so instead of worrying about those vanity metrics, just know as long as you are getting growth, even though it may be, okay, I gained 5 new followers this week, or, oh, my views have gone up by 10% this month, that's still growth. And so I like to personally, I track that throughout the year on a spreadsheet because it helps me to go, you know what, since January, I've gained 700 new followers. It's not 7,000 or 70,000, but that's 700 new people that are following me and getting to know me and engaging with me. And that means something. And while it's not this big, shiny, pretty, fun metric to share and brag about, it's still growth. So please don't get caught up in the idea that like, I need to go viral and have 100,000 people follow me. If you post a reel and you get 10 new followers or even 5 new followers or 1 new follower, it's a success.
I 100% believe in that. And like you said too, it sucks, but man, you can buy followers, you can buy likes, you can buy reels views. I mean, you can buy Twitter followers, you can do it. And we're not telling you this to say that, yeah, go Google it and try and figure out how to do it, because really it's just a vanity metric. And if you can have people come in on a regular basis that are learning about you and learning about your product and learning about what it is that you offer, you're already cultivating a community. around your business, around your brand. And when you're ready to sell to them, they're going to say, well, of course I want to sign up to work with them. Or of course I want to buy their product. Or of course I'm going to refer them to my friend who's looking for X. I know, like, and trust them. They show up all the time for me and give me all this value. So I can't stress enough of just focusing in on the growth that's right for you and your account.
Well, so here at Podcast Movement on Tuesday, I was in a room and I was listening to the speaker, and she made a really good point. She said that she was talking to somebody who was frustrated with their growth on Instagram, saying like, well, I only have 1,000 followers. Or I think even talking about like their podcast downloads. Well, I only had 300 people listen to that episode or whatever. And she said, think of it this way. If you walked into a room and all 1,000 of your followers were sitting in that room ready to listen to you give them advice, or all 1,000 of those followers were ready to purchase something from you, how would that make you feel? And she goes, oh my God, I'd be ecstatic. I would be thrilled if I walked in to speak to a room of 1,000 people or sold 1,000 people my product or service. And she's like, so then why does that number not get you excited on Instagram? And I was like, that's a great way to kind of reframe it. Is we think about like, I just want to reach the masses. I want to reach as many people as possible. Well, don't forget that those people that are already following you, whether it's 100 or 1,000 or 10,000, those people are actual people who want to engage with you and connect with you. So build connections with those people, and don't worry so much about how can I reach more people. Turn around and look at the ones that are already there and focus on those. And I think that you'll see the connections. Hopefully the goal is you'll start to equate success to the connections you're building with the people that are already there waiting to connect with you.
So what you're telling me, Kendra, is the internet is not 100% accurate, and that I need to focus in on my community that I've already been building.
Yeah, I know, it's shocking, right?
I know.
Well, but it's really simple though. It's such a hard thing for us to do because we're in a world where everything's about influencers and how can I become the next big thing? But not everybody needs to be the next big thing to be successful.
Well, and two, think about it in this regard. If you're just a new business owner, you're just getting started, you're starting at zero. And there are people who have been on Instagram since Instagram started, and they've been showing up and building that community. So there's a reason they have more followers than you. And they didn't get there overnight. They've gotten there because they have a consistent strategy that they can stick to. They're engaging with their followers. They're posting on a regular basis. They're going live. They're collaborating with others. This is what you need to implement if you want to grow the right way on social media. And I know it's not like the sexy way of doing it, for sure. I mean, like you said, everybody wants, I'd love to have a reel go viral, but at the same time, are those, new followers that come in, if I go viral off of a reel, I got to make sure that reel is 100% on brand and tells exactly what it is that I do, who I serve, and how I can help them. Because I don't want to, do a reel of my cat dancing and then have all these people come and start following me because the video is hilarious, and just to have them be like, oh, well, she does social media. I don't want to follow this. Why is she giving me all these tips? Because then they're just going to turn around and run away.
Yeah. Although if your cat dances, will you send me the video? Because that sounds amazing.
Yes.
So the last thing I want to kind of touch on here is this idea that you need to be cautious of who you are putting on these pedestals and who you are giving your time and attention to on social media, because there's a lot of people out there that are sharing tips and advice that is maybe not always the most sound. And also they aren't living what they are teaching. So they're going to tell you, oh, it's so easy. This is how you grow on Instagram. All you have to do is post 5 times every single day. And 3 of those need to be a reel. And you need to be doing X, Y, and Z. Well, that's not sustainable. So listen to that voice in your head that's going, is this really something I can do? And is this person who's telling me this is the only way to grow? If they're telling you there's only one way to grow on Instagram already, I'd be a little bit cautious of them. But I'm just saying, I want you to be careful with who are you putting up on a pedestal? Who are you idolizing? Who are you following? Who are you listening to? And does what they say make sense logically? Does it logically make sense? I told you today, I heard one who'd said, this lady I was listening to at a conference speak, and she was saying like, don't share reels to your stories. It's bad for the algorithm. Well, does that really make sense? No. So let's maybe question that a little bit. Like, don't just blindly follow somebody because they have 500,000 followers. Really look at like, are they walking the walk? Are they talking the talk? Are they actually putting into practice the things they teach you to do? Or are they just up there speaking and saying, well, don't look at me. Don't look at what I do. Just do as I say, not as I do. So just be careful in who it is you are taking advice from, because not all advice is great advice. And not every account and every influencer on Instagram is really there to help you grow. They're there to help themselves grow in some cases.
Well, and I think that too, it's been really hard with Reels coming out onto the platform, and same on TikTok. I mean, if TikTok's your platform too, it can be hard because maybe somebody did have a reel go viral and now all of a sudden they're a Reels expert. And really all that happened was they did some sort of silly, video. It got them a bunch of followers and now they're an expert in it. So do the Googling. Look at who it is that you're following. See what it is that they're saying and how long they've been in business. I mean, we talked about this not just with Instagram, but we were talking about this with Clubhouse too. It was really hard when Clubhouse came out, and there's all of these coaches and consultants and experts that were out there, and I'm like, man, I had no idea there were so many smart people. But then, like, I'm like, oh well. They're a an Instagram expert, but they actually haven't even left their full-time job and they work in sales. So look at who it is that's giving you the advice. Do your due diligence on somebody. See, are they walking the walk? Are they talking the talk? Because man, I sure would love to say like, yeah, I post a reel every single day and it's gotten, but I mean, I don't, because it's not sustainable for me and my social media strategy. So look at who it is that you're following and make sure that they're not just somebody who's had one viral reel and suddenly they're a coach and consultant.
Yeah. And just know that Katie and I are here. We have had this conversation multiple times of we want to be the people that are sharing the real stuff with you, the good, the bad, the ugly. And what you see us sharing, it is our highlight reel to some degree, but just know that we're also here to share with you. And that's why we have this podcast and each of our separate podcasts is we want you to know that it isn't all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to building a business. And we're going to be real with you and we're going to share all of it with you along the way. So thank you for being here and choosing to be with us on this journey as your business besties.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Make sure to subscribe so that you can continue navigating the world of entrepreneurship. And I'd love to hear from you. Please leave the show a review and connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at @IamKatieBrinkley or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you're ready to start making some sales on social media, be sure to grab my free guide to selling in the DMs without being spammy. You can get that at katiebrinkley.com. Let's keep taking your marketing to all new heights.